Alice asked Harry to leave her alone. Instead, he began to ramp up his obsessive behavior.
What began as not accepting the relationship was over very quickly turned into some quite sinister behaviour. Constant messaging, constant phone calls. He seemed to know what she was doing before she was going to do it. And so she was convinced that he had access to her social media. He was reading her messages.
We know that Harry wanted to know more and more where Alice was and what she was doing. And one way that he did this was to hack into her social media accounts. This is quite an extreme action. It highlights a level of entitlement to information that doesn't belong to him. There's also a sense of wanting to assert dominance and power and control, and also communicate to Alice that no matter what she does, he will always be there. He will always be watching, and she can't hide from him. CCTV revealed that Harry's car was seen around Alice's apartment in the days before her murder. It meant he was driving down from Scotland in order to keep her under observation.
I think the real turning point for Alice was when one evening.
Alright, y'all gonna stay here while I go to the store, alright? Make sure y'all on TikTok, y'all keep following my TikTok, subscribe to my YouTube. If y'all on YouTube, double tap the screen. If y'all on YouTube, double tap the screen, subscribe. I'm gonna go to the grocery store really fast, so I'll be back in like 10 minutes. I'm just gonna leave both apps streaming.
Left her with flowers and chocolates.
But I will be able to monitor my live and see what you guys are saying by watching it on my other phone.
That was extremely distressing for Alice, and that's what caused us.
Who said that? Hold on. Somebody said, all right, got you. Does that mean you're going to follow my TikTok and subscribe to my YouTube? Who is that? Oh, that's... okay. I was like, huh. Thought that was somebody new. Let me see. Put this one on that. Oh, let me put that in the comment really fast. Go to the store. Alright, there we go.
The giving of gifts, turning up uninvited.
If y'all on YouTube, man, I'm about to go to the store. Make sure y'all double tap the screen, hit that sub button if y'all new.
Invade the person's privacy, to destabilize their sense of security and safety, and evoke feelings of anxiety, fear.
Come on, we got a few people in here. Make sure y'all double tap that screen.
As a result of her call, Dylan was issued with a police information notice, warning him to cease all contact with her. But just a few days later, Alice received a package containing a handwritten letter from Dylan, photographs, and a notebook. Once again, Alice was forced to
Somebody sent me a gift on TikTok. Appreciate that, bro. Alright, well, since whoever it is on YouTube doesn't want to make y'all self known, appreciate that, bro. Go subscribe to my YouTube channel as well, City to City Eats. I'm about to go to the grocery store. I'll be back in about 15 minutes. Y'all hold it down. I'll be back.
She took steps to make sure she was given a lift to and from work. She didn't like to be alone in the flat. She would make sure the door was locked.
If anybody in YouTube comes, make sure y'all hold it down and tell people to like and comment and subscribe.
military base.
If anybody is on TikTok, make sure y'all do the same.
Car registration against ANPR camera records. ANPR is Internet Administrative Commission.
searching limits of interest to us. It allows us to do an inquiry to ascertain where that vehicle has been.
The ANPR data showed he'd driven from Scotland to Gateshead on the day of the murder. He was captured by CCTV at a gas station en route. And so, just hours after Alice's death, Dylan was arrested and brought back to Gateshead, where he was interviewed.
So Harry, yesterday, Alice Ruggles was found at her home address in Gateshead and she'd been murdered. Did you murder Alice?
No, I did not murder Alice.
Do you have any knowledge of this?
No, I don't have knowledge of this.
Were you present when this murder occurred?
No, I wasn't.
One of the things I notice about this video is that when Harry's been asked direct, closed questions, he's in a very formal position. He answers the questions quickly, quite assertively, and with confidence, and he says no. But Dylan did admit to visiting Alice on the day she was killed.
I drove down to Newcastle, and because I just wanted answers. So I knocked at the window, and she just, her first reply was like, whoa, 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 like she was like, what the hell are you doing here? So it's a bad window. Yeah. She said, I don't want to speak to you or see you because I've heard stories about how guys like you end up killing their girlfriends, and I've got a feeling you'll probably do the same. I don't want to die. I want to live.
His body language changed. It becomes less formal, which may indicate a sign of nervousness or uncertainty because he's no longer having to answer direct questions. He's now having to construct a narrative. He then gave his account of what he claimed was their last interaction.
I said, I'm begging you, once, please, when people break up, at least give each other a hug or say goodbye. And I tried holding up onto this.
Explain that, because that's important.
Right, can I use your quick thread? So if I'm looking at it, she just had her arms like this with her phone in one of the hands.
Yeah.
So like, Alice, please, and as soon as I did that, just holding her arms with the right hand, just pulled it off, and just went like, off you creep.
In that interview, he attempts to account for the fact that he has some injuries by saying that, some sort of altercation did happen between them. It's clearly a clever way of being able to give reason and rationale for why Alice's DNA might be found within those injuries or on his hands.
Detectives searching for CCTV uncovered footage from cameras in the street close to Alice's apartment. Earlier, on the day of her murder, Dylan's car was outside.
This not only puts him at the location, but also supports the element of stalking. Was he sat there watching, her movements, her comings and goings, who she was with?
Around the same time, Alice was messaging a friend. CCTV then caught Dylan's car leaving the area 24 minutes after Alice's final message. 9 minutes later, Alice's roommate called 999. Digital records showed exactly where Alice's phone went. It connected with a mast near Newcastle Airport at 6:39 p.m.
The fact that Alice's phone was moving after the time that we believe she was attacked suggests it's in the hands of whoever was responsible for her death. This is the route that police know Harry took home. This is all damning evidence that points the finger directly at Tremaine Harry Dillon.
Armed with this information, police interviewed Dylan for a second time.
We have Alison's phone, ping it on a mast near to the airport, alright? The route you've told us that you have driven after you've left the house, yeah? What I'm saying to you is, you have taken Alison's phone. What have you got to say about that?
No.
So what have you done with it? The minute the questions get harder, we can prove you've been lying. You start saying no comment, right?
What we notice here is that when the police confront Harry and let him know that they have evidence that links him to the crime, Harry changes, his whole demeanour changes. He's no longer chatty, he's no longer forthcoming with personal information. He essentially goes to no comment. And this can be an attempt to stonewall the conversation and the investigation because it feels like an act of self-preservation. He doesn't want to say anything that can incriminate himself further. In the following days, Alice's blood was found on a wristband that Dylan had been wearing. More of Alice's blood was found on the steering wheel of his car. When his case went to trial at Newcastle Crown Court, Harry Dillon pleaded not guilty. But after hearing 2 weeks of evidence, the jury came to a verdict.
On the 26th of April 2017, Harry Dillon was sentenced to life imprisonment with a minimum term of 22 years. He had been previously in a number of relationships in which he had exhibited coercive and controlling behaviour over his partners, in which he had subjected them to domestic violence, in which he had engaged in stalking type behaviour, and he had actually previously been the subject of a restraining order.
This is a tragic case. It feels like there were lots of opportunities where things could have been done differently and Alice's death could have been prevented. It also highlights the seriousness of stalking, the fact that coercive behaviours can quickly escalate into stalking behaviours, which in turn can escalate into violent behaviours, which culminate in death.
The death of Alice Ruggles was clearly a tragedy. Alice was a young woman full of potential with her whole life in front of her, and it was a death that devastated all of her friends and family and continues to do so and always will.
This time, on Killers Caught on Camera.
I got a subject down over here.
In Florida,
Ma'am, you may want to stay inside.
a frantic search for a killer.
Patrol officers were running around trying to figure out if there was still a shooter in the area.
And in Montana, a woman vanishes without a trace.
She was observed walking into the home, and from that point on, she's never observed coming back out.
It sounds like something bad is happening to her.
You know what happened with the Dominion Elmer question?
I heard some gunshots.
I need to get rid of the gun.
And that's what?
The camera doesn't lie.
shot dead. But whoever killed him was potentially still nearby and armed.
Patrol officers were working around trying to figure out if there was still a shooter in the area. At that point, we didn't know. It could have been a neighbor. It could have been someone who potentially was still in the area and still posed a threat to other people
Ma'am, you may want to stay inside.
inside the residence. Patrol deputies located a toddler approximately 2 or 3 years old. She was there and apparently witnessed the murder. The deputy quickly removed her from the scene and put her in a safe location until we could determine what exactly was happening.
Investigators checked the apartment for a suspect, but all that remained were untouched bags of groceries. Officers needed to know if anyone saw or heard anything that could help find the killer.
Sheriff's office. Hello.
At this point, we began interviewing neighbors.
You guys heard anything in the last like 15 minutes? Okay.
We found 2 witnesses, and they said that suspect walked by there was like, hey, somebody got shot. And then he walked that way, full column, collected 40s, 50s, white male.
Sheriff's office, come to the door.
Multiple witnesses were able to describe the gunman.
Hi, sir. Sorry to wake you.
Each neighbor built a clearer picture of the perpetrator.
40s, 50s, white male, wearing a camo jacket.
While first responders continued to look for the shooter, Detective Marino began to search for any evidence left at the crime scene.
I'd be willing, yes.
I walked into his apartment, kind of looked around, and noticed a lot of Walmart grocery bags. Some were in the doorway, some in the kitchen. Walked around the rest of his apartment. I didn't see any signs of a struggle. And he also had $1,200 in cash sitting right there. So looking at that, I didn't think this was a robbery because the book was that book in there. So at that point, I didn't really have anything to go off of.
That's his car.
Police discovered the man who lived in the apartment was 24-year-old Colby Vinson.
We've identified the victim as Colby Benson through the apartment record, but also the tag on the car indicated that that was Colby Benson's car.
Nate Burrow was a close friend of Colby's from high school.
Kobe had friends everywhere. Huge heart, like super lovable. There was never a moment where you would see him sad. When he wasn't, he would others laugh around him. You could tell him anything, and he would just kind of be able to laugh with you and be able to turn you around wherever you were. And I think a lot of times we took it for granted.
When Colby was in high school, he dated a girl named Rachel. Shortly after they finished school, they were expecting a baby.
When Kobe told me he's had a child on the way, there was like a gleaming smile behind it. He was like just super, super excited for what was to come. It was a really awesome moment to share with me.
But when Colby and Rachel split up, Colby had to fight for custody.
He was in a long battle of custody for his daughter. He did everything he possibly could to get that custody back because that's what he loved the most, was being a father.
Colby Vinson was fighting for shared and equal custody of his child. Control of contact, which is when a parent restricts access to a child of another parent, is a common form of coercive control. And so one of the things that parents can use and weaponize is access to a child. All you want to do is take care of your child and love your child and be there for them. And the other parent is standing in the way of that for you.
I'm guessing your head.
During the initial stage of the investigation, we discovered that Colby Benson had recently been engaged in a custody battle. The judge finally awarded 50-50 custody, and this was the first night he was going to have the daughter to himself. The night that he gets visitation with his daughter is the night that he was murdered, so obviously our attention was drawn to that. That
be upset, hear her cry, but I wasn't really getting any true indicators of her being really upset. Like, eyes weren't watering, no tears, nothing like that.
This isn't what you want to happen because this might happen and then it happens.
After the interview, I was pretty sure Rachel had a big hand in this.
What if she saw this? Then what do you do? What? That's not something you can just unsee.
I know witnesses saw a male, and they all kind of gave a rough description, but how that male was connected to Rachel, I just didn't believe.
Police retraced Colby's last movements to try and find some clues about his killer. A receipt found in Colby's apartment led investigators to a Walmart 4 miles away. Colby and his daughter left the store at 9:22 p.m. Less than half an hour later, Colby was shot dead.
Colby did all the preparation in the world to get that custody back for his daughter. He had like a new bed and new toys and everything for his daughter for that special day, the first day that he was gonna have back with his daughter. He finally reached the end of that battle, and then for all of that to just be gone from the first day that he was gonna be spending with his daughter. It's just terrible.
The Walmart footage confirmed his movements, but police still had no leads on who could have killed Colby Vinci. Blood. They searched the local area for surveillance footage and began to look into Rachel Moore's background.
When we began looking into Rachel, we discovered that there was a gentleman that lived with her approximately 10 years prior by the name of Jason Curtis. Jason was married to Rachel's mom at one point. They had since divorced, but apparently Rachel maintained a close relationship with Jason Curtis. He had previous domestic violence charges, assault charges, things of that nature.
We were able to find out a little bit more about Jason. Found out he lived in Union County, Alabama, which is about 5 hours away from here. He had a girlfriend. We were able to find out what vehicles he was associated with.
They tracked the cars Jason Curtis was using through license plate recognition cameras.
We discovered that none of his vehicles had been in the area during the time of the murder. However, there was a green Volkswagen Beetle that was registered to his girlfriend. That vehicle was actually seen entering San Jose County the day of the murder and seen leaving San Jose County moments after the murder from a license plate reader.
Rachel told detectives she handed over her daughter to Colby on March 19th at 6:30 p.m. in the parking lot of the Publix supermarket. Cameras in the area revealed that Rachel's former stepfather was also nearby.
Here we can see Jason Curtis's vehicle traveling to the parking lot of the supermarket. This is the same supermarket where the custody exchange took place. And the fact that he was in the parking lot on the day of the custody exchange, on the day of the murder, lets us believe this is completely not a coincidence.
Investigators were able to identify Jason Curtis, who was wearing jeans and a green jacket.
Once we discovered the green Beetle had been in the area, we began canvassing for surveillance that may indicate that they were in the area at the time of the murder.
Footage from the nearby liquor store confirmed the identity of the vehicle's driver and passenger.
Immediately following the custody exchange, there's footage of Jason Curtis and his girlfriend walking into the liquor store purchasing 2 bottles of alcohol. This information is crucial because it proves that it wasn't some stranger driving the car. This was Jason Curtis and his girlfriend in that location on the day of the murder. This proved, without a doubt, Jason Curtis was there and that he was connected to our victim on the day of the murder.
But the police still didn't have enough evidence to prove Jason Curtis murdered Colby Vinci.
So at this point, we began turning our attention back to Rachel Moore to see if maybe she could provide some more information about Jason Curtis's potential involvement.
Turo, the car you book is the car you get. Turo, rent a car, not a rental car.
When it's time to start your business, it's time for Shopify. Designed with easy to customize themes, sell everywhere people shop, and never miss a sale with the world's best converting checkout. See why millions of businesses sell with Shopify. Start your free trial today. Rachel was brought back in for another interview. And I could not do this to my daughter. This is horrible.
Everything the police investigation keeps coming back to you. This is too bad.
I'm telling you, I don't know. I don't know who would have done this.
Detectives run a search warrant for her cell phone that was seized during the investigation.
After handing over her phone, away from the cameras, Rachel made a confession.
Rachel was out in the hallway where she pretty much said, I know who did this. And we asked her, would you be willing to come back in and provide a truthful statement? She agreed. Rachel's mother has to sit in on that interview. Rachel and Christina were talking beforehand that they were whispering.
What Rachel Moore's mother is saying is to not say it. But Rachel Moore responds saying, yeah, but the police officer knows. And if the police officer knows that I've been corresponding with someone, has evidence against me, it's possibly a better strategy to at least come clean about something. And you can just see in their minds the calculations going on of what is going to be the best strategy here. And they clearly have a different view on what the answer to that is.
Anytime you go into an interview with a suspect, it's a psychological battle. It's a battle of wills, and it's a battle of trying to convince this person to do the right thing and to tell the truth.
The psychological battle turned in the detective's favor.
We're back. Nobody's here. What do we gotta do on TikTok? What's good, y'all? I need you in my life. So I popped it twice. What's that word?
Her daughter has quite possibly organized a murder, and her ex-partner
That's how y'all feeling YouTube, bro? Really?
scratching into a garbage can. This response, which feels quite extreme, is actually, I think, quite a reasonable response to the situation.
Rosie, get in here.
Tremendous sense of relief that you're on the right track, that we're hopefully going to get back.
Rachel was arrested and taken into custody, reluctantly. Meanwhile, investigators turned their attention
Hey.
dress, his build, his tattoos, things that someone would need to come down and find out.
Equipped with all the evidence, Jason Curtis was introduced by police. Jason Curtis in this interview, you can see he's sitting himself, he's holding his own arms. He just presents as someone who's trying to do
I'm just gonna put it out there.
Every conversation, every picture.
Hold on.
Police questioned Curtis about some pictures he'd sent Rachel.
About sent her a picture of his weapons, swords, knives, gun. What's the best option?
The reason that the police want a confession is that confession is the single strongest piece of evidence you can have at a trial. It also might mean that you don't even have to go to trial, which can save everyone quite a lot of hassle. So you can see why the police officer wants this. You can also see why he is resisting and saying, well, if I confess, then I'm definitely going to prison for the rest of my life.
Why are you lying about it?
Jason never admitted to murdering Colby, just saying, you don't have anything on me, nothing to prove. I think eventually it got to a point where both were getting pretty heated and they didn't want to talk anymore, because they don't want to know where. So at that point, we just kind of walked out.
There was no chance of detectives turned to the digital evidence.
We were able to go through Jason's cell phone. I was able to find text messages between Jason and Rachel. When I went through Rachel's phone, a lot of those are missing because she told us she deleted them, but Jason never deleted them. So I was able to get the full conversation. When Rachel was talking to us, she said she was even joking with Jason, you know, like pay for her gas, or she said she was joking, but after seeing her messages between Jason and her, if you read it, like you can tell this isn't joking. One of the handguns that was in there was the handgun that was retrieved from his truck when he was arrested.
In situations where people are going through highly distressing situations, whether that's a custody battle or a divorce or even a bad boss at work, people do often joke about murder, but of course almost never are those talks acted on. In this case, the plan is more specific
Why
than
the
it
fuck is
would
this shit keep
expect in
fucking
pure
doing
film.
this shit?
We're talking about specific weapons, we're talking about locations, addresses, how you might get there. That's where you get into the arena of a plan.
Oh my
not
god, bro, this
just
shit
a
is
will.
fucking retarded.
I think Jason Curtis thought that because he lived 5 hours away and his connection to Rachel was somewhat distant, we would never be able to prove that he was here. I think that he thought in his mind that he was going to get away with this scot-free.
In 2024, Jason Curtis stood before a jury for the murder of Colby Vinson.
The trial went on and the evidence mounted. could see his demeanor change in the courtroom, and he appeared to look more defeated.
Jason Curtis was convicted of first-degree premeditated murder. He was sentenced to life in prison. Almost a year later, it was Rachel Moore's turn to face a jury.
At trial, Rachel tried to paint a picture that she was this protective mother that would do anything to protect her child. But the irony was that she had someone murder the father of the child directly in front of her child and traumatize that child for the rest of her life. I think that she really believed the jury was going to buy that she didn't think that Jason Curtis was going to murder anybody. However, the evidence showed the opposite.
The jury found Rachel Moore guilty of first-degree premeditated murder and tampering with evidence. She was sentenced to life without parole.
Colby did everything for his daughter. And for a man who devoted his life to be able to just have that moment after he ripped away at the end, it's just absolutely horrific. And it's disgusting.
This case to me sounds like the realization of what a lot of people who are going through custody battles play with in their minds, which is, what if the other person has disappeared and I didn't have to deal with this?
What the fuck? Cop let suspect use the bathroom. Instantly regrets it. What the fuck? That's crazy.
He goes to extraordinary heights to avoid jail.
Somebody sent the gift. Appreciate the gift, bro.
Released today, and some footage has never been seen before until now. On February 9th, 2024, Bernalillo County deputies arrive at the home of 60-year-old Stephen Byers, a man wanted on multiple active warrants,
What?
including larceny,
That old ass
unlawful
dude?
taking of a motor vehicle, tampering with evidence, and
That's
contracting
crazy.
without a license. They catch him just as he's attempting to leave.
They catch him just as he's attempting to leave.
On ourselves. Remembering all the fun times we had together, all the crazy moments we shared, and just laughed at that. I mean,
The deputies walk
probably the
Stephen
best
to
way
a
to
cruiser and search his pockets, finding tinfoil and a small tube containing 42 blue pills.
Even in the cases of murder,
There's only one problem. The gate is locked, and the keys are inside the truck.
What? The gate is locked and the keys are inside the truck.
whether it's you or someone who you're vicariously through, you often have what's called the.
And there goes the dog barking.
In other words, whether you're getting somebody else to do it for you
While
or
some of
you're
the
doing
dogs
it
are
yourself.
distracted, a deputy is able to quickly reach in and grab the keys, but they still need Stephen's help getting them out of the truck and inside the gate. They decide to let him help if he's willing to cooperate.
Here's what we're gonna do.
U.S.
Did you move your own cups to the front? Yes, I did. Why'd you do that? Because I was freaking out. I just needed to just. Okay, here's the deal. I couldn't breathe. So number one, don't ever do that again.
Don't ever do that again.
Number two, I'm gonna let you keep them like that right now because we're gonna go put the dogs in the yard. They already opened the gate.
Shit, I didn't do much today, bro. Just went to the store. That's
With
about
Stephen's
it.
cooperation, they're able to get his dog safely inside. And while that's one problem solved, they're about to have an entirely new one on their hands. While
What?
in custody, Stephen complains of chest pain and difficulty breathing, and is transported to Lovelace Hospital for treatment. There, staff administer nitroglycerin, a medication that can cause side effects including nausea. Eventually, Stephen asks to use the restroom.
It's any business. I want to try to take off on you or anything stupid? No. Alright, no, we won't even cuff you. We'll just walk over here.
Windows would be open, staring would be up, she'd be in the kitchen, scrub the bed. She could take anything. She's just
What does he do? I'm confused.
making a dancing.
For several minutes, Stephen can be heard vomiting behind the bathroom door.
By
He
the
soon
age of
returns to the
23,
deputy's custody
Laura
without
had 5
incident,
children.
so there's little concern when he asks to go again.
She had 5 boys.
But it's during this
and I had
next
3
trip to the
girls.
restroom that a strange noise
Christmas
catches
or
a staff
any kind of
member's attention,
celebration.
signaling that things
With
are
8
about to
kids,
take
that
an
was pretty much
unexpected
an
turn.
What? What do you mean? What do my tattoos mean? It says loyalty, love, heartbreak.
I hear it up there.
He escaped, bro. Don't tell me he escaped.
2012, her 5 sons have grown up and moved out.
That fucker escaped? He's in the ceiling.
He's in the ceiling?
She was ready to move on to something else. She had left Washington State,
He's in the ceiling, bro.
moved to Nevada, and
PYH, protect your heart.
Laura started a new chapter and began a relationship.
Damn, he went from the bathroom up to the ceiling. Damn, he went from the bathroom to the ceiling.
While hospital staff begin moving patients in case Stephen falls through the ceiling, a member of security unlocks the bathroom door. Inside, they find that Stephen had overturned a trash can, using it to hoist himself up through one of the tiles.
Steven! You're not getting out, bro. Get your down here.
Laura followed a month later and took a temporary job as a princess.
He's moving that way.
Just moving that way?
Yeah, he's moving this way.
September 2018.
I'm from California, bro.
Steven, you're just catching more charges, bro. Get your down.
You're just catching more charges. Get your ass down.
Once the commotion stops, they begin to fear he may have already found a way out. Maintenance brings in a ladder, allowing security to take a look around.
That's what's up. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube, bro.
Officers went to the home.
Hoping that Stephen may still be hiding, a deputy climbs the ladder to get a closer look.
So this drops down, and the like insulation is pulled out that he might have went down to the floor.
And he said that Laura took off
Down
earlier
like that?
this month. And
Yeah,
he
like
hasn't
straight
done
down
something
under where the
either.
ladder is.
If she doesn't want to have contact with anybody, we can't make her.
Once the deputy reaches the ground, he quickly spots Stephen crouched in the fetal position.
Stupid.
Over the past 15 years,
Why would you do something like
Laura
that,
had struggled with depression,
Just got scared.
She'd recently started attending to for support.
I don't think you're violent.
Trying to get
I
out
got
of
him right here.
any addiction is a tremendously difficult thing to do. And it's a courageous act and a really important act to begin to try to get everything so
He's right here with me.
Laura decides
On the other
to
side of
take
this wall.
control of her life, start going to a methadone clinic. These are positive signs that Laura is trying to take ownership of her life, take responsibility,
back up.
begin to address things and get herself more stable.
She fought with addiction, and her family knew that she fought with addiction. But she was doing really great. She was doing good with it.
But he's gonna have to climb up to you
Her
guys.
sons were 2 states
It's
away.
about probably.
Determined to
Well, you
find
saw
their
what I went
mom,
through.
they turned to
Back up.
social media. I came across a poster on social
Yeah, I have
media.
him.
The poster was going viral. I was immediately taken back.
He's
Mostly
climbing
because
up.
you have this beautiful blonde woman, just a beautiful face, smiling, blue eyes, and then you have this stark writing that says missing.
He's going
It's
up.
not every day that you have mom missing. As the weeks went by, the family still didn't have any news as to
Back up.
the family was
Step
just in
down,
this
turn around,
toxic
put your hands behind your back.
moment where nobody
Turn
had
around,
answers
put
when
your
they're
hands
trying to
behind your
work
back. Do
2 states
exactly
away,
like I'm telling you.
trying to find
You
their
understand?
mom. I think any son or daughter would
With
jump
Stephen
into a
back in
car,
custody, it's now the
drive over
deputy's
there
turn to
and
make his
start
way
knocking
out
on
of the
doors.
cramped
And
space.
that's exactly what one of Laura's
Yeah,
sons
coming.
did.
This girl from a different planet contacted some people that she knew and pushed the flyer.
Laura's son went to the home Laura shared with Greg.
Yeah, I was like, just
He made a
how many cases
surprising
we go?
discovery.
Alright.
Camera pointing directly at
Good?
property.
Yeah. The investigation took a turn at that point. The residents of Sonoma Police house had a video camera on one of the residents.
Despite the near fall, the deputy makes it out safely.
Showed essentially
You all right, man?
the entire front yard in front of Mr.
So
Rainey's
is
trailer.
him, is he finished being
Essentially, you
cleared?
could see
They just gave me meds or monitoring for heart issues.
through the front gate.
Yeah, so you had diarrhea and you planted green phone bleeding out.
The camera filmed Laura arriving home
Mhm.
from work in Greg's white Buick,
Yeah,
which
Sarge.
he used to deliver
According to police
pizzas.
records, hospital staff estimated approximately $20,000 in damage, including broken ceiling panels and pipes. After Stephen was discharged, he was permanently trespassed from the hospital.
I'm retired.
From that point on, she's never
Nice with
come back
DDM.
out.
Can't breathe.
Almost 3
In a
hours
Facebook
after
post, the
Laura got
Bernalillo
home,
County District Attorney revealed that 60-year-old Stephen Byers had a criminal history dating back 30 years, including charges of fraud and forgery, as well as multiple criminal convictions. According to court documents, following the incident at Lovelace Hospital, Stephen accepted a plea deal, pleading guilty to escape or attempt to escape from the custody of a peace officer and 2 counts of larceny.
Surveillance
He was
footage
sentenced to 4
revealed
years and
Greg
6 months in the New
headed
Mexico
straight for the
Department of
nearest store
Corrections, to be followed
for
by
some
1
late-night
year of
shop
parole.
offs.
Watch our full videos as they were originally made, with no randomly muted words or details cut. We've also dropped brand new eWoo videos available only on eWoo.
Gray spray paint. The video from the self-checkout showed a pretty considerable scratch on the side of his
Caitlin.
The injury was fresh, and police were left wondering
Pinellas County
how
Sheriff's
he got
Department
caught.
arrived at a motel after a weed deal turned south. The buyer snatched the weed and $40 from the dealer, assaulted him, fled his own motel room, leaving his stash of narcotics behind, and carjacked the victim, hitting multiple vehicles on the parking lot.
Mr. Green pulled the Buick into the garage and shut the door.
That evening, Greg was captured on camera, loading
Deputies
with
put out a bolo alert
shovel
for the red Chevy Malibu and deployed their helicopter
Caitlin.
vehicle.
into his truck.
He's very deliberate, not in a hurry. Doesn't look like he's looking around, worried about people seeing.
Extremely signal 12, driver doors flapping in the wind, almost signal forward, run red light through Fairmont.
As the police
Cleveland, driving on the wrong
analyzed the
side of the
surveillance
road,
footage,
almost caused a head on signal
another
4.
alarming clip
We gotta get this guy stopped, yeah.
It's grainy, but you can definitely see that he's carrying something very large. He's carrying it cradle style.
We gotta get this guy stopped.
It appeared to be wrapped in something like a blanket.
Yeah, Eagle, I would
There's no
qualify this
motion.
as extremely
It's
dangerous
just
driving. He's coming up
still.
to
It's
Lakeview
heavy. It's
and
not moving.
westbound on Lakeview toward All 19.
Yes, this is advising they have valid carjacking charges.
Through 8th Avenue Northwest.
Greg was brought in for an interview.
Jocelyn.
We're really focusing on trying to get a timeline, answers his version of the events.
Alright, he ran the red light. I think he just signaled forward into this van. He's now just westbound on West Side. It's flapping open. He's bobbing and weaving through traffic. He's on the brakes, up on the sidewalk now, to pass the car.
That was pretty alarming to us, the fact that he's describing that she left with 2 red suitcases,
Drive
and the
and
video
Riverview Lane. So he's committed towards the beach.
2 red suitcases. He was lying to us.
Alright, he's on the bridge, committed to go over to the Bel Air Causeway.
Get out of the way.
No, nobody, I can't see anybody around him, but he is extremely dangerous. Just ran the red light at both stops on Top Boulevard.
Essentially everything he told us about the time her leaving was absolutely false, because we know that he was the one that parked her vehicle in the garage and that she never came out.
Alright, wrong side of the road around that deputy. Still continuing high rate of speed. Alright, good
arrest Greg Green.
We essentially let Mr. Green walk away from the police department. We seized his vehicle.
On the inside of Greg's truck, police discovered tiny specks of blood. They sent it off for DNA analysis. Detectives also searched Greg's home.
The one thing that stood out to me was the distinct smell of new carpet. He's renting this. Why is there new carpet? When we searched through one of the drawers of his desk, we found a folder that contained multiple missing persons flyers for Laura that had obviously been torn down. So he was, for whatever reason, going around and removing these missing person flyers.
Through their investigation, police discovered more about Laura and Greg's relationship.
She would do things like she would try and fix herself up to make herself look nice for him, and he would simulate at the time.
It looks like that car was involved in the
Of
signal
course,
force.
her breakdown, her self-confidence. He had taken pictures of her that she didn't know anything about. Like when she was high or passed out, he would take pictures of her half undressed. He sent these pictures to her boss. She was doing security. He said, is this somebody that you would trust?
Eagle, I'll call for you. Second Avenue, going the wrong way on the one-way street.
What's good, Jenny? Jenny, you're really supposed to be on YouTube. You know that. We need the watch hours on YouTube.
Shaming someone is a very potent and effective way of trying to undermine someone's confidence. When you're systematically putting them down, it's a way to try to convince them. If someone feels lame, if they're worthless, if someone keeps telling you that...
I mean, if you want to scroll through YouTube, TikTok for a bit, you can.
Influence, you're less likely to want to leave. So it's a pretty vicious cycle that makes them a little bit more dependent, and it's harder for them to kind of extricate themselves from the locals for that kind.
On the under $3 menu at McDonald's, the chicken is $2. Because when you chicken, you deserve a better chicken. And now, that chicken is just $2. Limited on pricing is very price really.
Yeah, you know I need the watch hours.
Home projects finding the right pro for these projects can be overwhelming.
Alright, just southwest another 5 cruiser, still southbound.
All in one place.
Need the watch hours on YouTube.
In over 500 categories. You can tackle all your home projects with confidence. Thumbtack, we know homes. Hire the right pro today in the Bay Area.
Yeah, I figured you were scrolling.
We have used PC liquidations for years and have always had a great experience. Excellent quality computers at unbeatable prices. The reliability of products and support from PC liquidations allows me to keep our IT asset inventory low and purchase as needed with less than a week turnaround.
Damn.
Found what my nonprofit needed at a great price. Fast shipping.
What the fuck?
Overall great product quality. They had awesome prices on the refurbished phones we need for the office.
The phones look brand new and work perfectly.
This is the place to get your next laptop.
Man, these people are crazy, bro. How are you? Sorry I didn't get on yesterday. It's been hectic lately. Yeah, I realized you weren't in yesterday. But last night was pretty good.
Just before she went missing, Laura decided
Today I didn't really do nothing. Just went to the mall, got some new pair of pants, a new shirt, new shorts.
She was still in the same house with them, but they were in separate rooms, and she had a job, and she was going to save the money for a ticket back to my place. Last time I was staying with Laura, I said, do you really think it's safe? And she said, is it real? She said, I got the tape.
I got these pants today.
You know, it'd be friendly in there. I thought,
those pants.
Here, at home, just call me, and I will get you the money, okay? Just here, I promise.
Well, at that point, as an investigator, you're pretty confident.
I got that, those pants, this shirt,
Body. So you don't have the ability to determine
and these
how she
shorts.
died, what caused her death, and that's just a huge piece of the puzzle in any homicide investigation.
4 months passed, and still no trace of Laura. Then, finally, the DNA results came back.
They found her DNA in that truck.
Baby girl has been teething.
We
Damn.
finally have evidence. Laura's blood is inside of that truck.
They biting into, she's biting into everything.
Where the local police tracked him down.
I got 73 followers now on TikTok.
When I found out that the police had arrested Greg, I
Let
swear
me see.
I was pretty happy because I was starting to think it was never going to happen.
The post-arrest interview gave an insight into the real Greg Green.
I made 14 cents on this live so far.